Welcome to another episode of the Ironclad Report. I had to think about that one for a second. So, we're going to be discussing Frank Iero in this episode, like I mentioned in last week's episode. And the only reason is because one of my friends and I last Saturday night went to go see Frank Iero perform live down in Rhode Island. And he played at this old mill sort of place. It's converted into a bar, and he played there with his band, The Future Violence. So we're gonna kind of go over Frank Iero and sort of his history and whether or not I liked the concert. I'm gonna try to see if I can include some photos and videos that I took from the concert. I'm not gonna include any audio from the videos though, for two reasons. One, I don't want this video to get claimed blocked like the Aerosmith video did. And two, the sound really isn't that great to begin with, so even if I do include it, you're probably not going to be able to understand what they're saying, because we were so close to the stage and we had like speakers right above our heads, so we really couldn't hear very well. I mean, we could hear it because we were maybe 10 feet away from the stage, if that. And it was a small venue. It wasn't like a stadium or anything like that. It was a small show, maybe 100 people or so, maybe less than that. But it was a very memorable experience. It was a very good experience. Definitely had a good experience at the show. So if you don't know who Frank Iero is, he is a rhythm guitarist. And he did a lot of backup vocals for My Chemical Romance. That's kind of how he got his start in music. Or I don't know if he got a start in music, but that's like, I guess MCR is like the biggest band that he's known for being a part of. At least that's, when you mention Frank Iero, they're like, oh yeah, the dude from My Chemical Romance. Like, yeah, dude from MCR. And so now he's on his own, released a new album recently, so this is like the tour that he's on now, is to like promote that. And it's a good show, very good show. So let's read off. I don't really have a whole lot of notes prepared for this. I'm just trying to find a good flow for this show. So Frank joined My Chemical Romance all the way back in 2002 and featured on two tracks: Honey, This Mirror Isn't Big Enough for the Two of Us, and Early Sunsets Over Monroeville, which I think he's from Monroeville. No, not from Monroeville. I was going to say Monroeville's a real place, but I mean, probably is. I've never heard of it, but it probably is. He was also in Leathermouth as well, in a side project. I think he was also in Death Spells too. Could be wrong about that. I think he's had a lot of... I'll probably touch on a couple of his side projects. I think Death Spells might be next. But just like with Tobias Forge, he's kind of been all over. I apologize if you can hear a lawnmower in the background. There's really nothing I can do about that. So it was a really good performance, though, Frank Iero and The Future Violence. Like, I would highly recommend just even listening to some of their songs. If you liked My Chemical Romance, I think you would definitely like The Future Violence. It was definitely good performance, and it's a good show. I'll see if I can find some other pictures from the tour online and probably post those as well. Post the photos as well. Maybe possible. I'll give credit to whoever took the photos and stuff. So it was definitely a good experience. I'd never really gotten to see My Chemical Romance perform live. I've never really been to any other concerts before except for Ghost. So being able to go to see Frank Iero perform live was kind of a bucket list thing, almost. It was like one of those things that's in your bucket list that you never knew was on your bucket list until you went and did it. So that, for me, that was kind of, and I'm kind of always interested in going to concerts anyways with friends. So it was kind of a good excuse to hang out with a couple of friends I haven't seen for a while. And it was a good excuse to go to a concert. And while we were waiting in line to get in the concert, the doors opened at 8. No, show started at 8. Everyone thought it was going to start at 6. But it started at 8, and friend and I got there early, and this guy was like, oh, we have like 2 extra tickets if anyone wants them. So my friend was like, oh, my friends don't have any tickets, because one of our friends met us there, and then my friend and I drove down together. So we got a couple of free tickets, I guess. So that was kind of interesting. Just kind of accidentally got free tickets to the show. Wasn't really planning on getting a free ticket. I was kind of expecting to pay for a ticket, but for a free concert, I bought a t-shirt, so it's not like it wasn't completely free, but I had a good time anyways. Either way, it was a good show. And like I said, we were like 4 rows from the stage, so it was really good. It wasn't a huge place at all. Like I said, there was probably under 100 people there, so that was cool to get there. It was kind of like an intimate sort of, I think, like the smaller the venue and the less people there, the more intimate it is between the performer and the audience, because they can kind of interact more with the performers, can kind of interact more with the audience, and kind of vice versa. So it was kind of cool. There were some people who tried to jump up on stage and I guess crowd surf, so I wasn't really expecting that too much. Kind of interesting though. So that was interesting to experience. Not really any moshing, no. There was no moshing, but there was crowd surfing. So to see that was cool. Yeah, this episode was very unplanned, and I had a week to prepare a script, and I didn't. And I needed to put a video out, so this was it. Thank you for listening to me blabber on for about however long this video ends up being, after I cut out all of the bits of me being silent stuff. So I don't know who the next band is going to be after this, but it'll probably be a band that I've been interested in for a while. So thank you for listening to me blabber on for this long, and I'll see you guys next week. Keep on rocking in the free world.